Hey, this is Andrew Jones. You're watching On Deck with Tyler.
Hey guys, Mike Nevers here. You're watching On Deck with Tyler Redmond.
Hi, this is Phil Newcomb. You're watching On Deck with Tyler Redmond.
This is Mark the Banks. I'm on deck. Tyler Redmond.
Welcome into On Deck. I'm Tyler Redmond. As always, make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell for notifications so you can stay up to date with all things going on in Braves country. Also, if you want to, you can follow me on social media, Tyler Redmond at BubblegumJesus. That is on Twitter and Instagram. So, Sean Newcomb took the mound against the Blue Jays last night. He would face off against Ryu, and he really looked pretty good last night, getting ahead in the count, really had his stuff together. And all the worry has been on starting pitching as of late, for good reason. But Sean Newcomb really impressed me last night. He certainly looks to have improved. Last time he only lasted into the fifth inning, same as this time. But last time he gave up 6 hits and couldn't stop the Mets from scoring. That was in that 11-run comeback that the Braves had versus the Mets on July 31st. So it's good to see some control from Newcomb. Both times the Blue Jays scored, the damage was minimal. So let's get to the recap. Top of the first inning, Newcomb kept the Blue Jays at bay, 3 up, 3 down. It was a flyout by Bichette. Biggio struck out looking on a curveball that just absolutely froze him, and then Hernandez would foul out to end the inning. Bottom of the first, Acuna would walk, but he would be picked off and caught stealing second. Swanson Ozuna would strike out swinging shortly after. Top of the second, Newcomb would start off well, getting a weak grounder by Gurriel back to him. He would be out at first. Following him, Vlad Jr. would double to deep right. Grichuk would single, moving Vlad Jr. to third. Runners on first and third. Jansen hit a sac fly to score Guerrero. 1-0 Blue Jays. Drury would end the inning on a lineout. Bottom of the second, d'Arnaud would ground out. Duvall would get the first hit for the Braves with a single to left. He would get the second on a wild pitch, and Riley and Camargo would strike out swinging to end the inning. Moving on to the top of the fifth, both offenses were quiet until the top of the fifth inning. With 2 outs, Bo Bichette would single to center, and if you asked Ender Inciarte, he would tell you that that ball should have been caught to end the inning. Unfortunately, it wasn't, and that allowed Biggio to single to right field, scoring Bo Bichette. 2-0 Blue Jays. Hernandez would fly out to end the top of the fifth. Bottom of the seventh, with 1 out, Duvall would hit a 402-foot homer. At this point in the game, he would have the only 2 hits so far for the Braves. That would make the score 2-1 Blue Jays. And in the bottom of the ninth, the Braves always give you a finish. Swanson would ground out. Ozuna would get on. d'Arnaud would come up with a single to left, moving Ozuna to second. Duvall would come up with 1 out and runners on first and second. He had a chance to tie it up or walk it off. Unfortunately, that did not get to happen in this low-scoring affair. He would ground out for a third to first double play, and we've always heard the Braves give the fans a finish, and they did last night. Even though they lost, there is certainly some good that came out of it. So first off, credit to Sean Newcomb. He had a really good night last night, just 5 innings of low-scoring baseball. He had 4 2/3 innings pitched, and it was looking like he was going to finish the fifth. He got a line drive that looked like it was going to be caught by Ender. Unfortunately, Ender just missed that ball hit by Bo Bichette. And Biggio would be up next. He had a hard ground ball that just got through the infield, scoring Bo, and that would end the night for Newcomb. So really, I didn't think he had a bad night. I think he had some bad luck there towards the end. But he would finish with a line of 4 2/3 innings pitched, 5 hits given up, 2 earned runs given up, 1 walk, and he would get 4 strikeouts. So following him would be Josh Tomlin. And he would finish the 5th inning and pitch in the 6th. He gave up no hits, no walks, and struck out 2. We come to expect that out of him, but you still got to give credit where it's due. Shane Green, Chris Martin, and A.J. Minter would have an inning apiece. Following that, Mark Melanson would have pitched the 10th inning had the Braves tied it up. But Shane Green picked up 3 strikeouts. He really looked good last night, and none of those guys gave up 1 hit. So the bullpen's really looking good. It's looked good since the beginning of this season, and hopefully that will continue, especially with the need of starting pitching that we have right now. Speaking of starting pitching, we got to give you an update on Mike Soroka. And there's nothing really new here, but there is an interesting piece of information that you might like to know. So if you're a Braves fan, you've got to know who Dr. Andrews is. He's operated on a ton of Atlanta Braves, a ton of guys that the Braves have had over the years, but he's also operated on Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Albert Pujols, Jack Nicklaus, Triple H from WWE. He joined MLB Network the other day to talk about Mike Soroka's injury and to give you some background on it. So what this, if you're trying to look at it on a calendar, 6 to 8 months, it looks like the best we'll see Soroka, the quickest we'll see him recover is around February. The longest it could take, maybe around April. So hopefully that is the case, and it won't be that long into 2021 before the Braves decide to pull the trigger and bring him back. Hopefully he'll be around for opening day if we have good luck. So the other guy we got to talk about that we still haven't seen, where is Will Smith? Last we heard about Will Smith, he was taking some mound workouts, and he was really looking good. At one time we were told that he was going to show up at some point during the homestand. That homestand ends tomorrow night against the Blue Jays, so will we see him soon? All reasoning would tell me any day now we're going to see Will Smith. And last we heard he was throwing to look good, but he just needed some more time to really build that arm up. Haven't heard anything else, so we're going to have to wait and see. But also, Nick Markakis, this is kind of under the radar. Nick Markakis and Scott Schebler had their debuts last night in 2020. And no, they weren't in the lineup. They both had pinch hitting appearances in the bottom of the 8th inning. They both had back-to-back groundouts at first base. But good to see Nick Markakis back. Personally, I'm glad he's back. I like Nick Markakis. I think he's a great bat to have around. I think he's a great mentor to young players to have around. And I'm happy he's given the opportunity to perform in 2020. Hopefully, he'll be able to get in some at-bats and really provide some offense for the Braves going into the rest of the season. As far as Scott Schebler goes, the guy has potential to be a difference maker. Before last year, he was hitting .255, and in 2017, he had 30 homers in Cincinnati. I think he could be a really good piece. I think he could be a diamond in the rough. Could he find that hitting ability he used to have? We're going to have to wait and see, but I certainly hope so. So a lot of you guys hit me up in the comment section yesterday. I had a ton of comments I had to get back to this morning, last night during the game, and I really appreciate it. So make sure you comment on this video. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But one of the most prevalent comments I've gotten over the past few days is, shouldn't we give Tucker Davidson a shot? Now, if you don't know who Tucker Davidson is, he's a pitcher in the minors, and we saw him a little bit, I believe, in spring training and summer camp. Looked really good. I liked everything I saw out of him. And I'll agree with you all. He is a bit overlooked, especially by the fan base that constantly brings up names like Ian Anderson. He does have a sub-3 ERA in the minors. That is a very good number. But most of the time is not spent in AAA. He only had 19 innings, but he did have a .284 ERA in those 19. How do I feel about him possibly getting a start? I think if the Braves need him or they think he's got what it takes, they are the best people to tell you his situation, not me. We can sit on the outside and say what we want about this guy or the other guy or another guy, but at the end of the day, we are on the outside. Is it possible? For sure. I think this season anything's possible. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw anybody come out of the minors, whether that be Ian Anderson, Christian Pache, Drew Waters, all the above. I think anybody could, depending on the circumstances, anybody could come up at this point. The Braves is basically all hands on deck. So that's all I got for today, but that's what I think about Tucker Davidson. Let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about Nick Markakis being back. Let me know how you feel about the Soroka update. And, of course, how you felt about last night and what you saw out of the Braves. Offense, of course, they got to fix those strikeouts. That is the biggest problem the Braves have. They're leading the majors in strikeouts, and that is not good if they want to win close ball games. So before we go, let's look at the standings in the National League East. Believe it or not, the Marlins are still in first on strange circumstances for sure. They are 5-1. The Braves, while second, have an 8-5 record. They lead the Nationals, who are 4-5, the Mets, who are 5-8, and the Phillies, who are 2-4. So if you like this video, make sure you check out my other stuff. Also, if you want to stay up to date, if you want to see more videos like this in the future, you need to like this video, you need to subscribe to this channel, and you need to hit the bell for notifications so you can stay updated when I post. Also, if you want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, again, that is Tyler Redmond at BubblegumJesus. That's all I got for today. I really appreciate you watching. Stay tuned right here for more Braves content regularly, and I'll see you next time on deck.